Hey, good morning. Key Innis, Key Creative Studio. That's the drawing Japan. And let's make a point to draw every day. Today is Saturday, and on Saturdays, I usually do a Saturday morning sketchbook look. I usually take out like one of my sketchbooks and show you like things I've been working on and things like that. But today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna show you somebody else's sketchbook. Now, I guess not by choice, but I've become a little bit of like a an art collector because I one I have had the privilege of being in contact with a lot of people who work in the animation industry or even in the illustration or comics industry, and I've acquired some pieces of artwork that I treasure very much. These John Buscema sketch pages that I have here. No, I did not get those from from John Buscema directly. These were personal purchases, but I love them very much. So, but I brought these out. But but these drawings here are from some of my guests that I've brought to Japan, such as like this one from Aaron Blaze. Um, these sketches, I don't know if you guys can see it clearly. These were done by Disney Animator Bruce W. Smith. He was just doodling like in my sketchbooks, you know. So I took these out, and what is it? This is also that's also another Bruce Smith. I think that's supposed to be Kerchak, and whatever. This was actually the first drawing that Glenn Villepeu did for me. Like when I first met him, when I first met him, and this was it's almost 10 years ago. And actually, I'm going to be bringing Glenn Villepeu to Japan again this month to do a series of seminars. So if you guys are interested in Glenn Villepeu and his classes, two of the classes are going to be online, so everyone can access it. I'll give some updates about that pretty soon. If you look online, you could probably find it, but I'll put a link in the description, and I'll make a more in-depth video. But Glenn, he pegged me for what I was into, like within like the first like hour that we met, because he knew I liked Frazetta and things like that. And this is like the first sketch he did for me, and my only regret is that it was done on newsprint, you know. And so this thing is, I had to be very careful with it. But the anyway, look, I'll show you guys these drawings, these sketches in more in depth in the future. But the one that I want to I really want to focus on the most actually is a sketchbook that was given to me by someone who I really would like to say I can call a friend, which is the Disney animator Ron Husband. I brought him here to Japan again almost 10 years ago. I can't believe it. To do a seminar on animation, and yeah, he well, of course this is his signature. This was something like he bought in my sketchbook actually, and I always appreciated I kept that. But you know, we've kept in contact over the years. It's been many years, and every now and then, you know, I send him a card or whatever, just to say how you doing, or to say, you know, thank you and things like that. But I gave him a couple of years ago a Japanese sketchbook. Um, Actually, this is the one that I gave him actually, and this is called a an orihon. And an orihon is basically, it's like a folding, like a folding sketchbook, right? And people use it quite often, like, you know, when they visit temples, they get a stamp in it and stuff like that. So when Ron was here, he was drawing all the time, and I really admired. I learned so much from him in that short time he was here. So anyway, as a thank you, I sent him this orihon book. It's not really a sketchbook. It's really like a stamp book, and so because the paper in here is kind of it's very smooth, and it doesn't really take well to like conventional like pen and ink. But anyway, I thought he would get a kick out of it, so I sent this to him. So um, anyway, let me show you. So anyway, I sent this to him, and I was surprised. I didn't ask him to do this. Actually, he sent it back to me. He filled the whole thing up actually, and he gave it back to me. So I really appreciated him doing that. He didn't have to do that. I really just was hoping that he could enjoy the book, but he gave me this treasure here. These are a bunch of sketches that Ron Husband did. For you guys who may not know who Ron Husband is, Ron Husband was part of that crew of the first new league of Disney animators, who came in to replace the old guard at Disney, like back in the 70s, when like people like the Nine Old Men or people from Walt's era pretty much were retiring. That's when they brought in the new folks, people like Glenn Keane, Andreas Deha, who else, Randy Cartwright, Tim Burton was brought in at some point. He didn't last long, but Tim Burton was brought in, and Ron Husband was also amongst that crew. If I'm correct, Ron and Glenn Keane actually have been very good friends over the years. So and Ron Husband, like he worked on so many great Disney films. In Fantasia 2000, he was the art director for the last segment, the elk that was in Fantasia 2000, the Firebird Suite, that was his. He also was the animation director for the Jolly. I think it was the character in Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh, and another one I really was really impressed with in Atlantis. He was the animator for Doctor Sweet, and I think he did an awesome job with that character. That character was supposed to be a doctor who graduated from Harvard University somewhere. I think Atlantis takes place somewhere around like the 1920s. I think I think it's maybe the 1920s. I think, but I thought it was very very timely. I'm sorry, not timely. I thought it was quite well done in terms of like showing a African American character who was from Howard University around that time, because actually that's the caliber of the people that actually were coming out of Howard at that time. So anyway, oh, by the way, actually, you know what? Before I go any further, actually, I want to show you a book or a couple of books. Where is it? One second. One second. One second. Oh, here it is. Apologies, it's in Japanese, but and I hope you guys can. I'll translate for you. But this is Ron Husband's book on quick sketching, and this book. Oh, it's actually there's a note in here from Ron. Oh, yeah. There's a note from I got from Ron. Yeah. There's a little bit of a story behind this. Long story short, I had the fortune of getting acquainted with Ron, and he actually he sent this Japanese book to me, this translation of his book to me, and little did he know that actually I was acquainted with the publisher for this book, which is Born Digital. So, but I highly recommend this book, Quick Sketching. There's so much you can learn here about how to draw a little bit more freely, and then having a little bit more of a a center perspective on how to approach drawing the character. I'm sorry, drawing the figure, or drawing characters for that matter. When Ron like looked at my sketchbook, one of the things that he said to me was that, he said it might be a good idea if you try like drawing from the inside out. And at the time, I didn't really catch what he was meaning by that, but because I thought I was drawing from the inside out, I thought I was taking into account the things that were happening like inside the figure, but actually, I was still kind of like using kind of like this, I don't know, this rhythmic contour way of drawing, that you can kind of like pick up from like, you know, drawing in a animation, informed style, like using like the flour sack, or just using like straight to curve, or just using opposite C's and things like that. And yeah, we was taking into account like what was like what were the forces like actually happening on the inside of the body, so drawing in pen and doing like quick sketches like this can actually give you a little bit of like liberation, in terms of like how to draw like that. These are really nice drawings, man. These are really, really nice drawings. um Gosh, this is such a treasure. I am never gonna part with this. Um, you can believe that. I'm never gonna part with this. And the really cool thing about this sketchbook is that, because he filled up everything on one side, right? Which was a treat enough in itself, right? But actually, if you turn it around on the other side, there's a whole other set of sketches here. Because actually, yeah, there's sketches on both sides, which I thought was wonderful. It's really wonderful. Again, he didn't have to give this back to me. Um, that's a nice composition, actually. The really cool thing, I really admire about Ron, is that, like, he really is able to um, really like analyze situations quite quickly, but he doesn't rush, right? Like, I remember when he was here in Tokyo, and I took him to like a Saksa, or I took him, down to like to the temples and things like that. And like he would never like rush, like just like whip out his sketchbook. It's like, okay, I got to draw that. He would slowly, he'd walk into the area, observe. He'd just kind of like look at people and just see what's going on, and then he would just pick one thing out. He'll look again, and then he'll start drawing, and he would never rush. He never rushed when he drew. I know these drawings, are very loose, and they look a little bit quick, but actually he wasn't drawing quickly. He drew in a way that was very similar to Glenn, meaning that he would draw deliberately. So in other words, like, all of his lines, every line that he was doing was like in the interest of like making, what the figure was doing, whatever the gesture was, to make it clear as possible. You um, this is so wonderful. This is so wonderful. Um, One other thing that he also does a lot that I think is really great is that, he does draw like a lot of like people like doing sports, and I highly recommend doing that as well. Even though I should take my own advice, but like when you're drawing people like drawing sports, there's always like a sense of like, of like dynamics to it, or like weight being shifted, anticipation. Those are the things that help like your drawings like look like more believable and more realistic. So yeah, this is really one. Yeah, like stuff. Someone like diving down here. Uh, oh, there's some zoo drawings. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I like. In terms of this martial arts here, that's really cool. That's really cool. And I think on this side. There's a. I think he was watching maybe watching the Olympics. Maybe it's just like women's javelin. So, um, this was 2022. So anyway, guys, yeah. Sorry, not the. I'm busy talking. I didn't really talk about the drawings in detail. But this is one of my most prized treasures here, actually, which is Ron Husband's sketchbook. But if you guys, no, I'm sorry, this is the Japanese version. This is Ron Husband's quick sketching. I highly recommend getting this book. If you're having like difficulty like drawing confidently or making drawings, that have a little bit more like life and like energy to it. I highly recommend getting Ron Husband's quick sketching. This was a really good book. This is one of the books that definitely helped me break a barrier in terms of my mindset about drawing. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop here and I'll be back again very, very soon with another video. Okay, all right, see you guys next time. All right, bye bye.